Hello friends, I am Triveni and welcome to my channel Spiritual Alchemy 7. Today I am going to tell you the story of Mahashivaratri. Why is Mahashivaratri celebrated? So let me begin. Mahashivaratri is a Hindu festival celebrated annually in honor of Lord Shiva, the god of destruction. Shivaratri is celebrated in every month of the lunisolar calendar in accordance with the Hindu calendar. But once in a year, in late winter, Mahashivaratri is celebrated to commemorate the oncoming summer. Mahashivaratri literally translates as the great night of Shiva, and according to legend, it is on this night that Lord Shiva performs his heavenly dance or Tandav, Shiv Tandav, representing creation, preservation, and destruction. As per many, it is also the day when Shiva and Parvati got married, thus, the union of Prakriti and Purusha for the well being of the world. Devi Sati was the daughter of the great king and son of Lord Brahma, Prajapati Daksha. Sati, being an incarnation of Shakti, was destined to unite with Shiva for the welfare of the universe. However, Daksha did not want his daughter Sati to marry Shiva as he considered Shiva to be a dirty ascetic, unworthy of being married to his daughter from a noble family. Sati, however, disobeyed her father and married Shiva. After her marriage, she moved to her husband's abode, the Kailash mountains. Once, Prajapati Daksha organized sacrificial ceremony, also known as a yajna, and invited all gods and devas to attend his grand yajna. Due to his hatred towards Shiva, he did not invite both Shiva and his daughter Sati to the yajna. When Sati came to know about the yajna being organized by her father through Narada Muni, she longed to go to home and attend it. Upon reaching, she felt deeply saddened to see that no one except her mother Prasuti was delighted to see her, not even her father Daksha. She realized that she was now unwelcomed in her own house. Daksha was furious by her uninvited arrival and humiliated her and mocked Shiva. Daksha began insulting Shiva in front of all his guests, and Sati could not bear any insult towards her husband. He created two ferocious creatures, Veerabhadra and Bhadrakali, who wreaked mayhem at the sacrificial place. Nearly all those present were felled overnight. Daksha was decapitated by Veerabhadra. After the death of first wife Sati, Shiva withdrew from society and engrossed himself in deep meditation. Taking advantage of this situation, the Asura king Tarakasura secured from the god Brahma the boon that he could be killed only by son of Shiva. Believing himself effectively immortal, Tarakasura terrorized the beings of the universe and defeated the gods. Meanwhile, Parvati, the reincarnation of Sati, was born to Himavanta and his wife Mena. When Parvati grew up, sage Narada told her that she was born to marry Shiva, but she would have to follow the path of penance to please Shiva as he had withdrawn himself from the worldly affairs. Determined to marry Shiva in her new birth as well, Parvati embarked upon an extremely difficult regime of penance and devotion. For thousands of years, she ate only fruits and flowers. Thereafter, for hundreds of years, she ate only fallen leaves, eventually giving up on all food and living only on air to survive. In the end, Lord Brahma appeared in front of Parvati and told her that no one in the entire universe had observed or done tapasya or penance on the way she did, not even Shiva. He blessed her to soon be married to Lord Shiva and gave her the name Brahmacharini for her immense determination and penance. Ma Brahmacharini is also the second form of Ma Durga, celebrated on the second day of Navratri. On the other hand, in desperate need of help from Shiva to have his child who could bring an end to Tarakasura, the gods sent Kamadeva, the god of love, to disturb Shiva's meditation. Though Shiva was awakened by Kamadeva's arrow, Kamadeva was burnt up by Shiva's anger. Implored by the other gods to marry, Shiva agreed but decided to test Parvati's devotion first. Shiva disguised himself as a hermit and reached the place where Parvati was engrossed in her penance. Upon being there, he began criticizing Shiva. He tried to influence Parvati giving up her tapasya for Shiva, who he said was an embodiment of inauspiciousness, who carries skulls in his hands and who lives in a crematorium. Parvati, angry by the comments of the hermit, asked him to leave her alone. Even upon many attempts at changing her mind, Parvati did not get affected. Her unwavering sense of devotion pleased Lord Shiva, and he appeared in his original form and blessed to be married to him. On the day of marriage, Shiva reaches King Himavanta's palace in the most terrorizing form along with the strangest marriage procession. His body was covered with snakes, smeared in ashes, and his hair was matted with unkempt locks. His marriage procession consisted of ghosts, ascetics, sages, aghoris, etc. Upon seeing the terrorizing form of Lord Shiva, Parvati's mother and other relatives were left in a state of shock. Most of them fainted out of fear and terror. To avoid any embarrassment to her family or to her husband Shiva, Parvati transformed herself into a different form as well. In this form, she was golden, possessed 10 arms, and was called Chandraghanta. In the form of Chandraghanta Devi, she prayed and persuaded Shiva to take the form of handsome prince and also turn his marriage procession nobler so the people can see their gentler side and not be fearful of them. Shiva and Parvati got married in their beautiful divine forms, and the day of their marriage is celebrated as Mahashivaratri every year. In Skanda Purana also, even in Skanda Purana, it is narrated that the story when the divine wedding of Shiva and Parvati took place in the Himalayas, all the living beings on earth headed to north towards the great white mountains to witness the grand wedding. Because of that, earth began losing her balance. So, Lord Shiva asked sage Agastya to go to south to balance the earth's equilibrium. Agastya was pleased with this signal honor, but was also saddened because then he won't be able to witness his divine wedding. Perceiving the thoughts in the Rishi's mind, Shiva granted him a boon that he and Parvati would appear before Agastya whenever the latter happened to think of them. Hope you came to know the story behind Mahashivaratri. So Mahashivaratri is coming ahead. It is on March 8th. So be prepared to celebrate the Mahashivaratri and get the blessings of Lord Shiva. Thank you everybody.